Now, the newly established Border Management Authority is set to host its inaugural law enforcement pass-out parade. Now, this against the backdrop of existing challenges and vulnerabilities. The event will mark a significant milestone in the nation's efforts to enhance border control and to combat illegal migration. For more on this, let's cross now to SABC News reporter Molemo-waOne Mothoa, who's at the South African Police Training College in Pretoria West. Molemo, good morning. So again, you know, when we talk about policing, again this morning, another shootout in KZN, and especially as it pertains to illegal migration onto these shores, South Africans find this to be a very emotive issue. So the pass-out parade this morning, are there high hopes that this would actually make a difference in terms of fighting illegal migration into South Africa?
1 2 1 2.
Good morning, Sakina. Indeed, we're coming live to you from Pretoria West for the passing out parade event of the junior border guards, which will be presided over by the Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, Njabulo Nzuza. As you'd recall, that the entity is under the authority of the Department of Home Affairs, and that it's the third serviced entity after the South African National Defence Force and the South African Police. You'd also recall that it was officially launched last year by the President of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa, and it was established to ensure an integrated border management platform with one command to secure border posts. We can actually also, just go back a bit. We have seen in April during the Easter period, 400 of the border guards were deployed at the entry ports across the country, to give support for law enforcement, and we actually, understand that these are the very border guards whom today are receiving, or rather are having their passing out parade. But just to get more on that, I'm now joined by the Deputy Minister Njabulo Nzuza. We understand this is the passing out parade is the first of its kind. Can you just tell us a bit about that?
Well, this is a passing out parade for 400 border guards that we are sending to various ports of entry and various borders. Obviously, we have deployed them according to vulnerable segments where there is higher risk, so that we can get maximum value. For instance, about 100 of them will be sent through the Bridge border post, which is a very notorious border post where we get a lot of the troubles. So we are sending them out today. They've been in training for a period of about 7 months, and their training involved physical training, how to handle a firearm, administration, how to carry out paperwork when it comes to court and filing documents, and also the ability to detect false documents and all those things that are at risk in the border environment. So we are very excited that we are adding these 400 to the already more than 200 border guards that are already out there.
Deputy Minister, there have been concerns rather that security at border posts is less intensive, and that officers were only intermittently present. How is this going to rather change that picture?
Well, obviously, the deployment reduces the risks in terms of our border environment, and as I've indicated, that we are deploying them according to the risk that is out there, and I've cited the issue of the Bait Bridge. But more than all, we understand that, look, the 400 will never be enough. That doesn't even come close to being enough, but at least it's a step towards the right direction. This entity, if you remember, was only launched formally in April 2023, which means we are only in a year in operation. operation. But the way that we have grown, we already have about 2,400 staff that were integrated from the other departments. Now we're deploying the 400 border guards. We had initially deployed 200, but we're not only relying on the boots on the ground. We're also relying on technology. We are also placing a lot of investment in terms of physical infrastructure, as well as machinery and equipment, as well as vehicles, specialized vehicles that we are sending out there. So we are in the step towards the right direction. You will remember this was not even existing in 2019. It only became to law in about 2020, and then over the past we have been gradually growing it, which shows that we are taking the security of our borders very serious, primarily in order to make sure that we stop the movement of counterfeit goods. Look, in the establishment, we have already stopped about 220 million worth of illicit cigarettes that will have come through into the country, which shows that we are making that progress.
Thank you. That's Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, Njabulo Nzuza, and that's back to the studio.
Well, thanks so much, Molemo, for that.